In this video, I'm going to show the best exercises to keep fit after 55. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to go over easy exercises that are going to help keep us fit after 55. They're going to focus on improving balance, strength, and flexibility to keep us active and hopefully have a lot less pain throughout the day. A note about these exercises, each one works just a little bit differently. They target different muscles. To get the best results, go through them all, use what works best for you. With that being said, let's get started. This first exercise is going to focus on keeping us flexible. Being able to move freely throughout the day with less pain is always a good thing, but it also is a really good warm-up exercise to do before the other exercises in this video, because it's going to help improve blood flow, circulation, just get everything loosened up. So what we're going to do is start lying on our stomach. You can do this one in bed or on a floor. The first movement is called the press up. Very easy to do. You're going to support your upper body weight on your forearms just like this. Mine are roughly in a V shape. I just put my hands together. It's really important during this exercise not to lift up on your hips or pelvis. Keep them flat. So don't lift up on them like this. Instead, all movement is going to come through our upper body. What you want to do is use your arms to press your chest and shoulders straight upward towards the ceiling as much as you can. As you do this, you're going to feel a great stretch form over the core muscles in the front that works its way down into the pelvis, into the front of the legs, over the hip flexors. You want to hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds and do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. When you need to relax, just lower your chest down like this, but try to do this one for a couple repetitions. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. For a lot of people though, this is really not going to be that great of a stretch. So what you can do to take this one to the next level is do what is called the cobra. It's very similar, but this time around you're going to put your hands right off to your side, roughly right at the shoulders, and then tuck your elbows in towards your side. What you want to do this time around, again keeping the hips and pelvis flat, is lift up with your arms until you really feel that great stretch form over the core muscles, into the pelvis, towards the front of the legs. Again, try to hold this one comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds, but give that one a try for a couple repetitions. So next we're going to focus a little bit more on our legs, hips, and the back with a movement called the scorpion. A lot of people like this one because if you are locked up in your lower back, you can get a sudden pop, crack, or release. So let's get back into our original position of resting our upper body weight onto our forearms. But this time around, we're going to bend our knees at 90 degrees and then put our legs together. We're going to try to keep our torso flat on the bed or the floor, and instead all movement is going to come through our lower back and the waist. So I'm just going to slowly twist through my waist towards one direction, lowering my feet towards the floor. Aim to feel a really good stretch forming in your legs that works upward towards your hips, towards the lower back, kind of like a domino effect. When you feel it in the lower back, you want to hold this comfortably for about 3 to 5 seconds. And then like a windshield wiper, just go towards the other side. But do this one nice and slowly for about 10 repetitions in both directions. But if it feels good, you can throw in as many repetitions as you like. So the last movement is called the child's pose, and this one is going to open up the whole body. So what you're going to do is start on all fours, just like this. And you're just going to put your hands right out in front of you and get a really good grip into the bed or the floor. Let's tuck our chin slightly towards our chest, and you're just going to rock your whole body backward, kind of like taking your butt towards your heels. You should start to feel a deep stretch form pretty much from the neck all the way down towards I feel it all the way into my hips. What you want to do is go towards a great but comfortable stretch and hold this one for 30 seconds. To intensify it, just take your fingers and crawl forward just a little bit and allow your chest to sag towards the floor. It really opens up in between the shoulder blades. But give this one a try. If any of these movements are just really helping you out a little bit more, Try to throw some more repetitions in also. So now let's move on to the strengthening exercises. This first one is going to focus both on the front and the back muscles. That way you get the best of both worlds. Let's lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. You want your legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Let's start off by bracing our core muscles. It's kind of like if somebody was to poke you in your stomach, how you tense up around your abs. Mimic that and hold it during this exercise. You also want to gently squeeze your glutes. To help out with that, just gently press your heels into the bed or the floor. You should start to feel the glutes start to fire. So next, I'm going to take my hands, put them off to my side for support. Now what we're going to do is called the pelvic bridge. Very straightforward. You're just going to lift your hips upward towards the ceiling until your body is in a straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. If you're unable to get into this position because of pain or weakness, do the best you can. Hopefully over time you will be able to get into this position. But in this position, you should feel a ton of muscles start to fire. The core, the back, the glutes, and the legs. Hold this comfortably for 5 seconds, and then you're going to relax and repeat this 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. So next, what we're going to do is focus a little bit more on the front muscles, the core, by doing what is called the bird dog. We're going to flip over and start on all fours just like this. What you want to do with one leg is slowly start to just kind of press it away from you while pointing your toes away at the same time. The easy way to do this correctly is to keep your foot flat, the top of the foot flat on the bed or the floor, and slide it away from you, pointing your toes away until you start to feel a really good activation of the calf muscles that works upward towards the hamstrings on the back of the thigh, into the glutes, into the lower back. Focus on feeling it into the glutes. Once you feel that, you're then going to slowly raise your leg up like this until it's in a straight line with your body. In this position, you should feel a ton of muscles start to fire, but more towards the front in the core muscles and also into the glutes. Also, if you do have balance issues, you're probably going to struggle with this movement. So this one's really going to help with balance and coordination. Try to hold this one for 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat it on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for about 10 repetitions on both sides. But again, to challenge yourself, throw in as many repetitions as you like. But to take this one to the next level, you can do the full bird dog. It's very similar. So what we're going to do is raise one leg up like this, and then the opposite side's arm. So I have my right leg up and my left arm. Again, if you have balance issues, this one is really going to challenge you, which is a good thing. So try to build into this one when you feel ready. With this exercise, we're going to focus on strengthening the upper body. What we need are 2 small weights. If you're just starting out or you do have a lot of weakness, I would just grab 2 water bottles. But if you want to make it more challenging, use heavier weights, including dumbbells. And if you do need a really good recommendation for a set of dumbbells to use, I will leave a link in this video's comment section and description. So we're going to start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back as straight as possible. Let's take our weights, grab onto them, and then put them off to our side. Let's start off by targeting our arms. You're going to do a slow curling motion. So I just tuck my elbows towards my side and then lift the weights up towards my body. You want to do this one nice and slowly though. No quick movements, just nice and slow. Really fight the resistance of the weight. When you're all the way up like this, what you're going to do is then go in reverse. So slowly lowering the weight down, again, fighting that resistance. So we're fighting it going up and then down. This will help strengthen the biceps on the front of the arms and also the triceps on the back of the arms. Try to do this one for 10 to 15 repetitions. But if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you can always throw in another set or 2. Also with these movements, if you do feel like you're able to do them pretty easily, like 15 reps, really isn't that much of a challenge. At that point, I would recommend using heavier weights. So now let's take this one to the next level and throw in another motion that's going to help target the shoulders. So what we're going to do is curl up like this. Once we're all the way up, we're then going to turn our hands so our palms are facing away. And then we're going to tuck our elbows back a little bit and then press those weights upward towards the ceiling. This time around, you should feel it in the upper back going into the shoulders, actually even towards the lower part of the neck. Hold this for a brief second, come back down, turn like this, and then lower the weights. It's just a really easy way to strengthen a lot of muscles, so give that one a try. You can also focus a little bit more on the shoulders and the upper back by doing a shrugging motion. So for this one, just scoot a little bit towards the edge of the chair. You're going to put the weight straight down towards your side, and then you're going to shrug your shoulders right up towards your ears. Really squeeze your shoulders up. Hold that for a second or two, lower the weights, and then try to do that 10 to 15 times. Afterwards, what I like to do is a nice compound movement called the dip, which is going to help strengthen a lot of muscles. For this one, I would recommend, you're going to need a chair with armrest, but scoot a little bit towards the edge, get a really good grip on that, on the armrest right here, and then kind of drive your body weight into your heels and then press your body weight upward towards the ceiling as much as you can, focusing on using your arms. You should feel a ton of muscles throughout the upper body start to fire. Try to hold this one for about 5 seconds, and then you're going to slowly come back down. So don't squat down like this, but use your arms to control your body weight going down, fighting that resistance. That way we're going to engage muscles going up, but also down. But give that one a try for 10 to 15 repetitions. What you want to do is go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find one that just feels really, really weak. At that point, treat that like your weak link and keep throwing some more repetitions in to strengthen that movement, and hopefully it will help you in the long run. So I personally believe that the secret to keeping fit after 55 is to keep active. And one of the most important muscle groups to focus on to help with this are the glutes. By strengthening the glutes, it's going to help with so many daily activities, everything from walking to running to going up and down stairs to getting out of a chair. So here's 2 really easy exercises that are going to target the glutes. The first one is called the hip clock. Let's grab that chair that we just used. You're just going to stand right off to the side like this. And I would try to grab onto the chair with your hand that's closest for support. You want your body nice and upright. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. The leg that is furthest away from the chair, what you're going to do is treat this initial position like noon, so it's straight ahead, and you're going to lift this leg straight up like this until you feel a really good activation of the muscles from the calves. If you would like to intensify that, just kind of point your toes a little bit further away from you, but you should really focus on feeling it above the knee, right here into the front of the thigh. If you don't feel that, just lift it up a little bit more. I guarantee you, you're going to feel it, but you want to focus on feeling it into your glutes. Once you feel that, try to hold this for 3 to 5 seconds, come back down, take a breather. On the next repetition, just like a clock, we're going to move over a little bit. So let's go to 12:30 and repeat. What you're going to notice is it hits the muscles just a little bit differently. So keep doing this over and over again in different positions. Go towards 3 o'clock right here and then work your way backward as much as you can. What you're going to notice is one position is going to feel like it's really weak, or maybe you have a lot of tightness at that position. What you're going to want to do is stop at that position and throw more repetitions in until everything feels like it's nice and loose, or until it feels like you got a really good workout. Just remember, whatever you do on one side, to switch to the other and repeat to keep everything in balance. So next, let's move on to the king, the absolute best exercise there is to strengthen the legs and the glutes, the squat. And I'm going to make it very easy to do. So we're going to use our chair again for this one. So during this exercise, what I'm going to do is keep my legs roughly hip width apart, and I place all of my body weight onto my heels. We're also going to take our toes out slightly. So point your toes out maybe 5 to 10 degrees. What this will do is take tension off of the knees. So let's start by facing our chair just like this, grabbing the top for support. We also want to brace our core muscles. Again, it's like somebody poking you in your stomach, how you tense up. hold that. It will help protect the spine. And I also like to squeeze my glutes gently. From here, we're going to keep our back nice and straight, so we're not trying to round into it like this. And we're just going to bend our knees and squat our bottom down and away from the chair. The more that you go down, the more that you're going to feel it right here in the legs. But again, focus on feeling it right into the glutes. Go down as far as you can comfortably. Hold this for 3 to 5 seconds. Come back up, take a breather, and then repeat this 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, challenge yourself to go down just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, try to throw in another set or 2. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.